Okay, we are live. Wonderful. Internet 3.0 is here. That is not so wonderful, by the way. But that's where we are now. It has been nicknamed Internet 3.0, or the third version of the internet, third stage of the internet. And I'll just go quickly through um, the evolution of the internet with you. Some of you will know, but it's important that we grasp uh, the history of the whole thing, so that we better can understand what is happening now. I'm sure you have noticed that um, they want your privacy gone. They don't want you to use a VPN, and so on and so on. I'll just say hello now to the good people in the chat, Mr. Sorpos and KP Heathen, Danny, and Sean. Wonderful. It's good to see you all. So I can't remember actually which year the internet was made publicly available, but it's a few years ago now. Actually, it's been a while, and the internet was just websites randomly spread out and available to anyone who could find them, and you could search. And I think the search engines back then, they worked like if you wrote horse saddles, then the search engine would then suggest a website where the words horse saddle was mentioned several times, like that. So you could say simple, some would say primitive, but at least it was quite honest. Hello to all of you. Wonderful to see you. Big Mass Wall, thank you for saying that. Thank you. So the internet evolved, of course, and it became more searchable, and it grew exponentially. And then came the big platforms. Google was established, and YouTube was bought by Google. YouTube started out as a dating website, actually. Not everyone knows that, but that's we're actually on a dating website now here on YouTube. That's how it started. And Internet 2.0 was the internet where these big platforms kind of took over, but you still had choice. What was important back then was to build a community, and I think building a community is great. When I started out on YouTube, it was all about building a community. Build a community, and these YouTube gurus, they all said build a community. Those, I would say, were the good old days. I think that was the peak of the internet quality and user friendliness, and it was great. I will say it was great. You built a community by being authentic and real and respectful with your viewers as a YouTuber, for instance. And if you subscribe to a channel, then the feed on YouTube would show you the new videos from that channel. So it was like you decide what to see. It was great. Now, what then happened was that these people the investors and the owners behind these platforms got greedy, and they thought that if we decide what people see, what people read, what people hear, we will be in control of how they feel, how they think, and what they buy, and how they vote. And we can sell that to our customers. And who are the customers? Well, corporations, businesses who want to sell their products and services and opinions. Um, so out of that greed grew um, a new form of internet, um, an internet where you don't get to decide what is being shown, what is being put in front of you. Now, some would say we are actually talking about Internet 4.0 coming now, but let's not be too specific about it. So, Internet 3.0, I'm accounting the wrong way here. It's very early, you'll have to excuse me. No, yeah, we are correct. So, so Internet 3.0 is quite a recent thing, and it's when you don't get to decide what is put in front of you. Now, TikTok had a lot to do with that because they took away the whole subscriber um, mechanism, so to speak. Now, Internet 3.0 is about to get a lot worse because not only do they want to decide what is put in front of you, they also want more information about you. They want more information about you so that they can more effectively build their AI models and so that they can sell even more information about you. And because of that, they do not want you to use a VPN. They will require you the so-called age verification. YouTube in the USA, I believe they have started doing that now. And what that is, it's to protect the children. That's what they're saying. It's so that children will not be exposed to harmful content. That's what they're saying. But of course, it's not about that. It's so that they can get you to scan your passport, credit card, and so on. And that information will be stored and it will be sold and it will be used to further train their AI models. Now, I'll try not to get too much into the AI here. I'm trying to kind of look at how the internet has evolved from something that was for us, the people, if you will, into something that is for that is working against you. It's not it's not for us anymore. We are being used. We are being used by the internet. So I believe that the first screenshots, so to speak, have been spread. That was yesterday on YouTube about YouTube telling people who have the premium subscription. That's where you don't see the ads. And if you use a VPN, which I think everyone should because of safety reasons, they get a message from YouTube now that you have to switch off your VPN or else they will cancel your premium subscription. That's very interesting. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? It is your right to use a VPN to protect yourself on the internet. You should do your best to avoid all the scammers and the, I don't know what it's called now, but different sorts of viruses on the internet and so on. And it's interesting. So And YouTube is just one of these platforms. And in the UK, they are requiring age verification on to see certain content on the internet. And of course, they are saying that's to protect the children against the evil pornography. Um, but it's of course not being that's not the reason. It's so that the government can control the narrative, so that people will be required to scan their passport if they want to see like political content that challenges the official narrative about immigration and so on. And because you don't want to be on that list, you don't want to have a visit by the police, you don't scan your passport, and then you don't get to see that content. So this is spreading. So it's like it's going to be everywhere basically. And I've said so many times that it's so ironic that when they took away this subscription-based feed, that was an important step into a dystopic kind of world. Um, Ironically, a lot of people celebrated that, and they said, "Oh, now even small YouTubers can get lots of views. Oh, YouTube is in easy mode and all of that." And I was just shaking my head. No, that's not what it's about. So Chuck Norris is here. That's awesome. Amazing. We are not having it as Americans. EU is out of line. I agree, EU is out of line, but actually, you are actually having it as Americans. It's starting. YouTube in the USA, that's where it's starting. They are doing it first in the USA. And apparently, the Americans are accepting it. So, this is a problem, and I do not have a solution. So you could say that I mean, in Norway they haven't done any of these things yet. And I think that the attitude here is that Norwegians don't accept that. They are. It's a little bit like how people are here. They don't accept stuff like that. But it just means that they will wait a little bit, and when they have done it in the USA, which they have already, and soon they're going to do it apparently in the EU countries. Banning VPNs and all of that. Who knows how far they will go? That Norway, I think, will also do it. So this is obviously, and I need to say this, to anyone listening who, if there are anyone left out there who actually think that this is to protect kids against pornographic content, it's not about that. Now, I know a lot of people are saying that's the parents. The parents should do that. But in reality, the most vulnerable kids out there, they don't have parents that care. They don't. So yes, we should. There must be a degree of control and, dare I say, governmental parenting to protect those kids. But this is not about those kids. This is about censorship. And not only is it about censorship, but it is also about controlling how people think and feel. Because if you can control the information, you control how people think and feel. And they will use the banning of VPN and requiring you to scan your passport and credit card on a regular basis, they will use that to control what people see. Um, and it's like some people also say that now they will know if you've seen pornographic content, but I don't think people care. I mean, so what? Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I'm a man. I kind of like the the um, the female image, so to speak. It's like, I wouldn't be ashamed, like. So, and I don't think anyone would. Well, maybe someone, maybe if you're like a pastor in a mega church in the USA or something like that, but I don't think they can use that against people. Um, so I just wanted to add that. Now it's about control. It's about um, controlling what people think and feel, and then you also control what they buy, how they act, how they vote, everything basically. Now, I'm not going to get too much into AI here. I hate AI. You know that already. But it is interesting that the AI is in everything, or at least they are trying to get AI into everything. Um, on YouTube Shorts now, I don't know if you know this, but on YouTube Shorts, they rolled out a feature. I'm not making shorts, so they rolled out a feature that works like this. If you upload a shorts, I don't know who came up with that name. I have shorts. I wear shorts. But if you upload a shorts, YouTube will now put some sort of filter on it, and you can't opt out of that, so that it looks fake. It's only minor details, but there was this woman who had a video about this. She had uploaded a shorts, and she was wearing glasses, and the glasses was like, they didn't look real. And what that means is that YouTube is probably trying to make real content look like AI content, so that you can't separate between AI content and real content. Think about that for a while. Um, it's quite disturbing, quite disturbing. Um, and I hope that was just a glitch, but I think we all know that it's not. Um, I'm opting out of everything that I don't absolutely need that cost money now. Also, because this is also about money, of course. They don't want you to own anything, and it was so true. And I've talked about it on my main channel and here. You will own nothing, and you will be happy. Well, actually, it's not true, because you won't be happy. But their goal is that you will own nothing, because you will rent everything. And I said before that that's feudalism 2.0. That's what we're moving into. And this is all connected, and they are building, they being big corporations and the governments that they own, they are building a system as we speak that will take away your, they aim to take away your um, right to decide for yourself about your life. So lots of complaining there. What can we do? Dead Wolf Resistance 13 saying, I was wondering why my short videos looked a little off. So you've seen it too. Yeah. What can we do about this? I mean, it's easy to say, go to another platform. It's easy to say that. But in reality, people will not do that. Also, there is a financial side to this. I can't keep doing what I do on YouTube on another platform to the extent that I'm doing it now, because there is almost no money on the other platforms. Even if they're monetized, the people just don't watch on those other platforms. I've been on Rumble for years, but I think maybe I've made $40, $40 now in total there. So as you understand, I can't keep doing this on another platform. So do we just switch off the machine? That's an option, but then how do we fight back? How do we communicate? I don't know. Yeah, there is a way to communicate with YouTube, of course, and I was assigned a real person as one of the biggest YouTubers in Scandinavia, and not this channel, my main channel. But then during COVID, I was assigned another one, and then I didn't really hear much more from them. Isn't it funny how that works? Yeah, Mr. Sorpos has not seen anything that is off with his two shorts. Are those new or older? So now I think that it's a bit naive. No, not naive. That's the wrong word. It would be difficult to fight and resist based on meeting up in person in small groups, because the world is very different now. Let's say during the occupation, Second World War occupation here, that's how people fought back. They met up in secrecy, and they formed little groups that fought back. But of course, many of them were captured and killed, and they didn't manage to to get rid of the occupying force there, because there were not enough of them. So I don't know. I'm not against that, but it's like, I think the vast majority of people, they will just scan their passport. I think honestly that not only will people scan their passport to get on YouTube, they will also do it to get on questionable internet sites like pornographic content. I think they will do that, and they will just hope for the best. Like 90%, maybe 99% of people will do that. And I think big tech knows that. Yeah. So, yeah, what can we do? I don't know. But at least we can be aware of what is happening now. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about what is happening in the UK, or I should say England, right now, because it's kind of linked to this. The government in the UK is using, I think they call it the Internet Safety Act. Is that what they call it? Online Safety Act. Online Safety Act. And I've noticed that there's a massive protest. They are raising their flags, the English flag, not the UK flag, the English flag, as a sign of national pride. And it's a protest against the massive immigration into the UK. And I mean, this is not coming from a place of hatred, but I've been to the UK several times, and what I will say is that when you land in London now, it doesn't seem English anymore. Not at all. You have to get out into the countryside, and it's unfriendly, and it's noisy. People are rude, and I don't like it. I don't like it there. And it was not always like that. And I'm sure that people in the UK have noticed as well, and now they are protesting. Now, the Online Safety Act is being used to make lists of people who are protesting. Of course, this is linked to the surveillance cameras. It's linked to your movements, that they use your smartphone to track your movement. And I don't know. I think it's at the point now where people don't care. They don't care if they're on a list. They don't care if they're being tracked, and they don't care about the consequences, because they're sick and tired of this. But it's so important that people understand that your government or big tech, it's basically the same. When they want your information, they want to use AI, fucking AI, to scan your face. By the way, it's good to sit in darkness a little bit when you talk about these things, you know. to scan your face, to build an AI agent, so basically a mirror image of you, uh, all of that. It's like, I think we get to the point now where we don't care, and we just say fuck them all, and no, no, it's not right what they're doing now. So I think the Online Safety Act was an attempt, or is an attempt, to get people back in line, to have people do as they are told. But I don't think it's working. I don't think it's working. Let's see. Hmm. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah. Ian says facial recognition has been used for UK passports for the past 10 years. Yes, but that's different, right? Obviously, it's different because that's your passport. But it's we're talking about having your face scanned and having to scan your passport or your credit card or both to access internet sites. That's on the Online Safety Act. Um, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to end this live stream, and I'm going to start another one because it's a very different topic. Uh, Survival Lily, yeah, yeah. Um, I'm going to do that now. So if you give me a couple of minutes, I will be back, and I think you will find the next live stream interesting.